Mastering Distributed vLLM Deployment on AWS with SkyPilot, a DevOps and SRE Handbook. This podcast is brought to you by Business Compass LLC. We are an Amazon Web Services advanced consulting partner. We build and migrate workloads to Amazon Cloud. Our website is businesscompassllc.com. Our phone number is 973-638-2228. Our email address is contact@businesscompassllc.us. Introduction: Embarking on the vLLM deployment journey. The machine learning landscape constantly evolves, with large language models, LLMs, becoming increasingly powerful and essential for various applications. Deploying these models in a distributed environment requires careful planning and a robust infrastructure. This podcast will explore efficiently deploying distributed vLLM on AWS using SkyPilot, a powerful orchestration tool that simplifies cloud deployment. Whether you are a DevOps engineer or an SRE, this guide will provide the necessary steps to ensure a successful deployment. Selecting your vLLM arsenal, choosing the optimal Mistral AI model. Selecting the right LLM for your needs before diving into the technicalities of deployment is crucial. Mistral AI offers a variety of models, each tailored for specific tasks. Whether you require a model for text generation, translation, or sentiment analysis, choosing the optimal Mistral AI model will set the foundation for your deployment strategy. Consider factors such as model size, performance requirements, and the nature of the tasks you wish to accomplish. Laying the AWS foundation, preparing your cloud environment. A successful vLLM deployment on AWS starts with a well-prepared cloud environment. Begin by setting up your AWS account, creating a virtual private cloud, VPC, and configuring security groups and IAM roles. Ensure your network is isolated and secure, with appropriate inbound and outbound rules to facilitate communication between your vLLM nodes. Essential tools for the journey: installing Docker, SkyPilot, and CUDA. To deploy vLLM effectively, you'll need a set of essential tools. Docker will enable you to containerize your applications, making them portable and easier to manage. SkyPilot, on the other hand, will orchestrate your distributed vLLM deployment across multiple AWS instances. Finally, CUDA is essential for leveraging GPU acceleration, which is crucial for processing large datasets and running intensive machine learning workloads. Steps to install Docker. Install Docker on your local machine or AWS instances using package managers like apt-get for Ubuntu or yum for Amazon Linux. SkyPilot. Install SkyPilot using Python's package manager, pip. Run pip install SkyPilot. CUDA. Install CUDA drivers that are compatible with your GPU instances. Follow NVIDIA's installation guide, which is specific to your operating system. Docker Deep Dive. Pulling and running the vLLM image. Once your tools are in place, the next step is to pull the vLLM Docker image from the appropriate repository. Docker allows you to package the vLLM application and its dependencies, ensuring consistent behavior across different environments. Steps to run. Pull the image. Run docker pull mistrali/vLLM to download the latest vLLM image. Run the container. To start your vLLM instance, use Docker run with the necessary environment variables and port mappings. SkyPilot's AWS Symphony, orchestrating your vLLM cluster. Deploying vLLM across multiple AWS instances requires careful orchestration. SkyPilot simplifies this by allowing you to manage and automate your deployment with minimal overhead. 6.1 Configuring your SkyPilot conductor. Begin by configuring SkyPilot's conductor, who will manage your deployment. In SkyPilot's configuration file, define your AWS credentials, region, and other necessary parameters. 6.2 Crafting your cluster blueprint. Create a blueprint that defines the desired state of your vLLM cluster. This includes the number of instances, instance types, and any specific configurations like GPU acceleration. 6.3 Launching your vLLM orchestra. With your configuration and blueprint, use SkyPilot's command line interface to launch your vLLM cluster. SkyPilot will handle the provisioning of resources, deployment of Docker containers, and networking setup. The GPU conundrum, ensuring hardware harmony. Running vLLM efficiently requires the proper hardware. GPUs are essential for handling the computational load of large-scale language models. Ensure your AWS instances have NVIDIA GPUs and the CUDA drivers are correctly configured. Test your setup by running a sample workload to verify that the GPUs are utilized effectively. The art of cloud economics, optimizing for cost efficiency. Cost optimization is a critical aspect of cloud deployment. By carefully selecting your AWS instances and leveraging cost-saving strategies, you can significantly reduce operational expenses. 8.1 Selecting the right AWS instances. Choose instances that are optimized for your specific workload. For vLLM, instances with GPU acceleration, such as the P3 or G4 series, are ideal. 8.2 Spot instances, a cost-saving strategy. Consider using spot instances to take advantage of unused AWS capacity at a lower cost. However, be aware that spot instances can be interrupted, so ensure your deployment is resilient to such interruptions. 8.3 Auto-scaling, a symphony of resource optimization. Implement auto-scaling to adjust the number of running instances dynamically based on demand. This ensures that you only pay for the resources you need at any given time. Fort Knox in the cloud, prioritizing security measures. Security should always be considered in your deployment strategy. AWS provides various tools and services to help you secure your vLLM deployment. Best practices. IAM roles. Ensure that your instances are assigned appropriate IAM roles with the least privilege. Encryption. Use AWS KMS to encrypt data at rest and in transit. Security groups. Configure security groups to restrict access to your instances, allowing only necessary traffic. The Vigilant Watch, monitoring and maintaining your vLLM deployment. Effective monitoring and maintenance are essential to ensure the long-term success of your vLLM deployment. 10.1 CloudWatch, your AWS Health Monitor. Use AWS CloudWatch to monitor the health and performance of your vLLM deployment. Set up alerts for critical metrics to ensure timely intervention. 10.2 Taming the Log Beast, centralized log management. Centralize your logs using Amazon CloudWatch Logs or a third-party logging service. This simplifies troubleshooting and provides a clear audit trail. 10.3 Data Backup, an insurance policy for your vLLM. Regularly back up your data to ensure that you can recover from failures. Use Amazon S3 or Glacier for long-term storage of backups. 10.4 Disaster Recovery, a plan for the unexpected. Develop a disaster recovery plan that includes steps for restoring your vLLM deployment in case of a major failure. Test your recovery plan periodically to ensure its effectiveness. Conclusion. Your path to vLLM deployment mastery. Deploying distributed vLLM on AWS using SkyPilot requires careful planning and execution. By following this podcast, you are well on your way to mastering the deployment process. Whether you are optimizing for cost, ensuring security, or maintaining high availability, each step brings you closer to a successful deployment. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Please share this podcast, visit our website, and follow our social media links.